Beth Wright Pfaff and myself were thinking about a way to do a performance project that would involve a lot of students, a lot of dancers, a lot of other performers, and we wanted to get dance out of the concert stage, out of the theater, and onto campus where people would encounter it in their everyday lives. Once we started working on the project, we knew there would be 3 sections of dance. And so I was trying to think of things that go together in threes, and somehow past, present, and future came into mind. And I thought it was a really fitting theme, particularly where most of our performers are in college. Their past has affected them coming to NC State to be a student here, and what they're doing here and now while they're in school is going to help shape their future.
My personal motivation for being a part of this performance is because it's the first of its kind on Centennial campus. There have been performances in the auditorium of Hunt Library, but we're dancing out on the lawn, and that's really exciting.
I've been dancing ever since I was 3, and I just have this passion for dancing that I need to fulfill, and I thought this was a good way to do it.
I've never done anything like the site-specific performance before, and that's really interesting and exciting to me. And so anytime that I get an opportunity to play with new people or have a new experience like that, I really want to do it because it's exciting and fun.
I love to dance, and I try to take as many opportunities to dance as I can.
For the past, we actually had to do some choreography before we even started practice. Beth had us talk to a family member and find out about their experience with dance. And then from their memories that they explained to us, we would take that and make a short phrase of choreography. And then on our first practice, we showed it to each other and explained what that memory was.
The most difficult part of the process for the choreography for the past section was having multiple choreographers. With one choreographer, there's one person, they're in charge, and whatever they say goes. But when you have multiple choreographers, everyone has to learn to work together and compromise many visions.
It's definitely been the most chaotic, but it's also been the most fun. One of the best things I think about it has probably been becoming the creator and seeing everyone else around me also become the creator. And for a lot of us, that was the first time we've ever stepped into that role. And so it was really cool getting to explore my creativity and seeing everyone else's creativity bloom too.
Rehearsals with Crystal Brown have been really different from my other dance experiences. She brings a sort of raw energy to the performance. She's all about free expression and being organic. You have to feel the dance. We don't have certain steps that we have to follow. You have to do whatever feels right to your heart.
Crystal Brown was so nice and funny and inspiring, and she taught us the Buto walks. And at first, we were all kind of just like, this is just slow walking. But when she started to explain it to us, how you need to feel yourself, feel the ground beneath you, feel all of your toes touching the floor, I kind of realized that walking takes a lot of your presence.
In the first rehearsal, she made us dance to our own signature, and she included that in the performance. So if you observe the dance carefully, there's one part where we're all dancing to our own moves, and that's our signature.
With Crystal's section, she was the director, but there were a lot of student improvised pieces that we used from various almost improv dance games that we did in the first rehearsal. And we combined a lot of those things to form a more cohesive piece.
So on the first day of our practice for the future section, we actually walked in and Autumn told us to go grab a yoga mat and some blankets. And so we laid down and we actually meditated for about 10 or 15 minutes. And she had us like focus on different parts of our body, and then she had us think about the future.
Reach, part, up, down, chug, up, jump.
I'm in this section with Autumn that has spoken word rather than music as the background. And I think that will be a very different experience for the audiences because it's not traditional that dance is set to poetry. But I do think that it will help with interpretation. So for people that show up in the audience that don't normally go to dance performances or don't have a dance background and aren't used to interpreting dance into emotions and statements and meanings, they can physically hear the words and the poems that Autumn's chosen.
I've actually never worked with spoken word before. Doing that in Autumn's section for the future has really been an interesting process. Individually, you really have to find what the words mean to you without the extra kind of push from any background music or noise that's meant to make you feel a certain way. And then in a group dynamic sense, it's really difficult to work as a team without something to keep rhythm. So you find creative ways to find rhythm within the music that is the words. You find ways to connect to each other and find a common rhythm. And that has been really just entertaining to learn, and it's been entertaining to watch and to be a part of.
We decided to do t-shirt manipulation, and so I came up with two different designs. We have a braided design and a panel design with different colors. So the colors are from the NC State expanded palette. They're green, bio indigo, and hunt yellow, and those represent each section, so past, present, and future. And the dancers each have a different color. If they're in one piece, they have the color for their piece with the braided top, and for the dancers who are in multiple pieces, they have the different colors in their panel on their shirt. And to connect all of the dancers together, I'm going to create a geometric design that'll be on the front and back of all the shirts in the same color to kind of unify all of the dancers. Initially, working with the costumes, I focused on the aesthetic appeal and how the audience would see the costumes in relation to the performance. But then working with the costumes and constructing them, I started thinking about how the dancers would feel in them, their comfort level and the durability that they would have.
Drop, jump, up, jump back, turn around.
Dancing on Centennial. Well, as an engineering student, I am there a lot. So one of the most interesting things for me has been seeing all of my peers and all of my peers seeing me. I will recognize people during practices, and people during practices will recognize me. I actually had somebody come up to me mid-dance and ask me what I was doing, and I kind of just had to be like, dancing, bye! But it's really made me aware of the space and really appreciate it as more than just, classroom to classroom to, leaving it. So I really enjoy dancing on the space, and it's changed the way I've thought about it.
Dancing on the Oval, and the Oval is a really close place to my heart since I'm an engineer. And Centennial campus is really important to me. So dancing in such a place is a form of just taking over the place and claiming it as my own, along with the other dancers.
Being able to be a part of this project, even though it's not about science, it's just about representing what we as women are doing on this campus, is really important to illustrate to our campus community. These inequalities that we experience actually don't have to stay that way. And so to me, this whole experience provides another opportunity for us as women on a college campus to demonstrate our capabilities.
In this dance performance, women are the spotlight, The dancers are female, the choreographers are female. We have music being provided by the a cappella group Ladies in Red, which is, again, all female. And being funded by the Council on the Status of Women is an added boost.
With dance, I think people so often do just kind of put it in a box that it's a big performance on a stage. And I really think one of the outcomes of this piece is kind of taking it away from that performance and kind of stripping it down so people see that dance really is a part of everyday life and it connects to so many deeper issues than what they might have thought of. Like this performance, Here She Dances, like it's about empowering women and seeing the journey that women as dancers or just as people have really gone through.
Having women visible in places where they haven't traditionally been visible it's a good feeling. And knowing that there are communities at NC State who support working together towards women's rights, and outside of NC State for working together towards women's rights, it really makes me feel like part of a community. And I do hope that everyone who sees this and everyone who experiences this performance also feels like they're part of that community.
When we used to practice on the lawn, we couldn't get the timing right, we couldn't spread out, we were losing our steps, we were losing our synchronization and coordination, but at the end, we got it, and I am hyped to see it work out during the actual performance.
I think that's going to be interesting to see the dancers and the space because obviously I haven't seen that yet, and I've just been hearing the music and what that's going to be like, and I'm really excited to put it out together.
Pairing like the movements with the kind of landscape with the poems that we get to dance to in like our third part, the future part of our piece, I think people will really get the chance to really see how dance can act as a different kind of medium to translate a message.
It's an abstract performance and everyone will have their own interpretation of this dance, but I'm interested to see what others think of this dance.
Doing this contemporary piece just out on a lawn in the middle of campus without any warning, really. I mean, you know, there's a date set and there'll be a time and all of that, but when people just come out of their offices, they're not going to realize what's going on. And, you know, who knows if they'll stop and watch and where they'll stop and watch from, or if they'll just keep walking by. And so I like that because it has an ability to reach people that wouldn't think to go to a performance. But it's going to be weird. Yeah. I'm expecting it to feel very weird and awesome at the same time.